Let us continue with our lesson and let's get started with our activity side. So first of all, we'll fix the sign up activity, and let's go over here and let's create a companion object of let's say constant variable of a tag, and which we will be using as this one, and let's paste it inside it. And the next is we'll create a let's create a private variable of let init, and that should be of a view model, and that's the view model for our it should be register view model. And let's initialize our view model inside on create. So view model is equal, so we need to make use of a view model provider. So it's coming from Android X lifecycle, so make sure you use a view model provider dot, and instead of that, let's make use construct of the owner. So if we have a constructor over here, you can pass the owner. So the owner is the current activity, which is this, and dot, we should get the model class. So the model class is of a register view model. So this is our view model class that we need to pass in order to create the instance of a view model. So we have created a view model instance, and the next step is to call the function that is inside our register view model, which is to register. So how to register a user is, let's create a function over here. So function, and we'll call it as let's make this as a private function register, and or we can call it as a sign up, sign up, and inside this function what we need to call is a view model dot register, and we have to pass a register request over here. So let's create a register request over here, and for that what I will do is let's create a private val of data, let's say sign sign up data, and that's equals to registr register request, and in the constructor we have to pass the name, email, password, and confirm password. So how do we pass it is, if we let me close all of this, that I don't need it now. Let me close, and what I will do is let me go to the UI. So let's go to the rest, and let's go to the layout, and in the layout sign up we have a few fields that we need to capture from here. So let's go over here and let's go to the preview section. We have a name, username, email, password, and confirm password. So those four fields we need to get it. So that is from here, like txt username is this one, and the next is txt email. All right, so we need to get that one. So how do we get that one is, we can directly make use of, let's say, val of name is equals to, we will get a txt underscore username dot text, right? So we get the text, and another one is of val of email. So we need to pass email is txt underscore the email. So yeah, txt email dot text. So we get the text, and next is of val email and password is of equals to txt underscore password. And finally we have another val of password, psswrd, and firm confirm is equals to, we can say, txt underscore confirm password. So okay, so it should be confirm password. So just copy this and make it as the same. So now we have these 4 variables over here. So confirm password and name, email, password, and confirm password. So we can pass now these variables on to this register. So in order to create a register request, we need to pass a name, so it should be name, comma, and we have to pass is email, mail, email, sorry, should be of email, and the next part is of our password. We don't want to make use of the, okay, so just pass it password and the confirm password. So we don't want to make use of name argument because that's not we are going to use. Found editable text, and we need to convert it to a string. So I think we just convert it here to a string. So just copy this and just paste it over here. So we convert everything to a string. And now we have a sign up request, a sign up data. So just we passed a sign up data over here. And now here we can observe the data. So it's, if you go to the view model, we are passing a live data. So live data is observable. So live data can be observed. So whatever it has changes, then we can get a, whenever the data change, we can get the change or updated data back to our the observer. So we can observe the change. Observe, we can say observe, and observe is on the observe, in this is the owner of the current observer, and we can pass as a observer over here. So observer has a lambda expression over here, and inside this we can get the observed data from the response. Sorry, I made a mistake over here. We can get the data from our response. So now we have this data, or we can call this as a RESPONSE response data. So now we have a response data, and this data, from this data we can make use of our, let's say, if we can say our response data dot code. So it has a code is equals to 200. That means we have the request was successful. If we go back to the over here, whenever we are sending our request for the register, and we are okay, so it's the status code is 201, which is we are getting a created. So if it is 201, that means it was successful. So what we can do is we can just make use of 201. That means the status was successful, and we can do something, or else if it was not successful, then we will log the error. So we can just say log that e as an error, and just say as a tag, comma, and we can give a message of error code. So what is the error code over here? And we can say that response data dot code should be code, response data dot code, and we need to pass it in this case. So we have an error code and also the error. We can call it a message, error message. So we have an error message too, and this one, let's say as response data dot of a error body. So we get the error body. So if the status code was not 200, then we will log that one. And inside, if it is successful, then we want to show the data. So how to get data from here is this response body has this response data has a body. So we can say that val is of data is equals to, we can say response data dot body. So this has a body that we can make use, and now we have the response bodies inside this data. And what we can do is now we will just log it for now. Log the let's say debug it and debug the tag comma, and now we have data dot, we can get the email, we have access to all of the property. So we will get the username first. Let's try to get the username, or else inside the string over here we can say, let's say as a username, and inside this let's let's create the username. Let us log the username. So I'm trying to log the username over here, and it says that we have not safe. We need to call on safe, not null exception. So this should not be null. Sorry for that one. And why that is an error, and still expecting one more. Is it that? No. So I think it's not that one. Okay, so we haven't closed this inverted comma, and so we can pass it that that should not be not null, or we can pass a null check over here. And what we will do now is let's on the next lecture let's go and do it for our login side. So let's meet up in the next lecture. Till then, have a great day.